Bulls TV, James Bella puts whistle to lips, Deck Patton gets proceedings underway. It's hot, tough conditions here at Odsal Stadium as two of the form teams in the Championship meet at the halfway stage of the season, and London under Mike Eccles in recent weeks have shown themselves to be tricky, confident, irritating opponents, and will gain Bradford's full respect this afternoon in what should be and could be a classic Championship encounter. London with first use of the ball, moving it outside their own 20-metre line. Wellington Albert, the Papua New Guinean international, is rolled over 20 metres shy of halfway. Davis in there at dummy half, the former York Knights man. He gets good ball, good distribution to the captain, Will Lovell, over on the right-hand edge. London on tackle number 4, 5 metres shy of halfway as they look to run the ball with Parata. And he's brought down there in a two-man tackle, led there by Fenton Rogers and Jordan Lilly. They're on the last tackle here. It's going to go to local lad Ollie Leyland, who takes aim. And that's taken from the clouds here by Tom Holmes. And Tom Holmes injects a little bit of pace in that Bradford Bulls attack. And he'll play the ball 20 metres shy of halfway on tackle number 1. Blackmore carries Bradford up to their own 40-metre line. Strong, confident start from both sides here. Lilly to Foggin Johnston, just shy of halfway on tackle number 3. London backed up on their own 40-metre line. Lilly now to Apo, and Kevin Apo getting a lot of attention there from his former PNG international teammate, Wellington Albert. Bradford just happy to go direct down the middle on their first set of 6. They're 25 out from the London line. Last tackle coming up here. Baldwinson will play the ball. It goes wide from Lilly to Patton. Patton looks for Gill on that left-hand edge. Ball comes down. Ulberg takes it on the full and suffocating. Bradford defence is going to push Paul Ulberg, the Cook Island international, in goal. He's tackled in goal by efficient, hungry Bradford Bulls defence. Tom Holmes, Chester Butler, Kieran Gill leading the charge, and it is going to be a goal line dropout that's been forced by Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble's side here at Odsal Stadium. 2.5 minutes gone on the clock. Parata with the restart. Straight to Jowett. Jowett immediately gives it back on the inside to Rogers. Tackle 1. 25 out from the London line. Are we about to see the first points of the afternoon? It goes from Lilly to Apo. Apo crashes onto a short, crisp pass. He's now 18 out from the London line, left to centre field. Lilly now back to Patton. Patton to Jowett. Jowett to Thompson. Buddy Thompson's taking 4 London defenders with him. And Bradford now 8 metres out from the London line. Lilly goes short side. It goes towards Arundel. Arundel's brought down 5 metres out. London have a player in back play. There's pinching one on the corner with Ben Blackmore. London will protest. There's a London player down in back play, but the Bulls have played the advantage, and it's a try to Ben Blackmore. He's 4 for the season, and the London Broncos player who's down in back play is scrum half Henry Rawalui. He looks like he's done for the afternoon. He is being dealt with by the Bradford Bulls and London Broncos club doctor, but it is an early try here at Odsal Stadium. The London Broncos defence, they were all looking to the referee. They wanted the referee to stop the game. James Vella allowed the advantage. London were down to 12. In fact, their defensive line was probably down to 4 or 5 because there was a number of London Broncos defenders all saying to the referee, Henry Rawalui is down, 15 out from our line, and you're allowing the play to continue. And only now is James Vella stopping the clock and going to have a look at Henry Rawalui. And it's looking like he's going to have a HIA here, so he's going to have to leave the field, is Henry Rawalui, the former Wentworth Magpies and Fijian international. But what a quick, fast start here from the Bradford Bulls. They played the advantage, they played to the referee's whistle, and it was a lovely one-hand put down in the corner from Ben Blackmore. Conversion attempt from this main stand touchline from Deck Patton. Kick predictor turned on for the first time this afternoon. It's only at 36%. Patton was 4 from 5 last week. He's 49 from 61 for the season. He's kicking at 80%. Can Patton get a crucial 2 points? It's just going to creep in from the touchline. And it's Bradford Bulls 6, London Broncos 0 here at Odsal Stadium. 4 minutes gone on the clock. It is an electric start from Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble's side. And it was all built on that great defensive play to trap Paul Ulberg dead in goal. And Ben Blackmore, he's not scored many this term, but he's up to try number 4 for the season. And Dick Patton, 1 from the touchline. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. With Mick the Game Caller, Gledall. We're here again at Odsall next Sunday for Bradford against Halifax, as Billy Jowett does well and takes a very difficult, high-hanging kick. So with this being told now, the HIA interchange is Henrik Walalui. He leaves the field, and Daniel Hoyes has to come in. And now Bradford have knocked the ball on tackle 2, 10 metres out from their own line, and it's the try scorer, Ben Blackmore, who has come up with the error there. So it's the first error of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls, and a chance for Bradford to show their defensive resilience. London up for the scrum in centre field. Good afternoon to everybody who's joining us on the radio. Lee Greenwood, he's looking for a real effort-based performance this afternoon. Players responding in training, and everyone showing a desire and willingness to continue this turnaround in performance. That's the message from Lee Greenwood, is wanting a real effort-based performance. Bradford will have to show effort in defence here, as Leyland gives it over on the far stand side here now towards Jared Bassett. Bassett's brought down 5 metres out. Over on the far stand side in the sunshine here at Odsall. Back in centre field, it's going to go from Leyland. Leyland to Wellington Albert. Albert's brought down there by Rogers and Lilly. They're now 10 metres out. They've lost a little bit of ground here, London. And they're on tackle number 3. Bradford leading 6-0. Early doors here at Odsall Stadium as Stock now gives it towards Parata. Chance over on this left-hand side here for Dean Farray. Farray is going to be tackled 5 metres out. The New Zealand international, once upon a time, gets to his feet. He'll play the ball back in centre field here with Parata, who's now in the heart. Gives it to Wellington Albert. Albert back to Parata. Parata, can he ground the ball? Referee Villa has a look and says held up. And they're going to go back to the 10. Tremendous scrambling goal line defence there from the Bradford Bulls. Great play from London. We mentioned in the preamble about the good fast ball. They like to move it. So we go back to the 10, and it's going to be Will Lovell trying to crash over from close range. They're on the last tackle now. Bradford's defence is holding firm early doors here. It goes back from Davis to Parata. Too much on that from Parata. It is a horror kick from Parata. He's kicked it out on the full. 10 metres out. It's gone over the in-goal area. Cheers from the Bulls faithful in this large crowd at Odsall Stadium this afternoon, and that is crucially going to be a 7-tackle set here to the Bradford Bulls. So, Ben Blackmore with the early try to the Bradford Bulls. Julie's listening in from Turkey. She says, come on you Bulls, Brian and Julie and Diane joining us this afternoon. Let us know in the comments where you're listening from and what you think to the performance thus far. But with 6 minutes gone on the clock here at Odsall, Bradford 6, London 0. Bradford up to halfway here with try scorer Blackmore. Now Lilly to Patton. Patton to Rogers. Rogers, real strong physical performance from him. He really is one of the standout players of the season for the Bradford Bulls. And here's another one, is Jordan Baldwinson. Very, very quick, very athletic. And Bradford given a 6 again here because Wellington Albert has been laying on in the tackle, and I'm sure he's gone a little bit high on Fenton Rogers. So the tackle count resets and reloads. Bradford on 0 tackle, 10 metres out now from the London line as Patton gives it to Apo. Apo clattered there by Wellington Albert. No love lost there between two Papua New Guinean internationals. Baldwinson now head down towards the line, 2 metres out. Left hand side of the post, it's going to go Lilly to Apo. Apo tries to muscle, draws in the defence, gives it back to Lilly. Lilly to Thompson. Bodine Thompson wrapped up there by Parata. And Bradford 2 tackles left on this set of 6 now as Patton gives it to Butler, and Butler's charge to the line is halted. 5 metres out. Last tackle now for the Bulls. The lead 6 points to 0. Lilly goes wide to Patton. Patton kicks ahead looking for Gill. Too much on that from Dick Patton. 7 tackle set coming up here for the London Broncos. And look at this. There's danger coming here. London are going to tap it quickly, and it's going to be Ulberg to McCarney. And McCarney is caught high there by Fenton Rogers. And Fenton Rogers has just absolutely gone straight over the top on Elias McCartney, a former Bradford man, and it's a penalty to London. So a penalty apiece now, and this one's awarded 30 metres out from the London line. Well, they're showing enthusiasm and being really energetic, and that is potentially a costly penalty that Bradford have conceded, because London fire the ball into touch via the boot of Ollie Leyland, and they now have a full set of 6 inside the Bradford half of the field. So we're fast approaching 10 minutes gone here at Odsal Stadium, and London have lost the ball on tackle 1. That's their 3rd error of the afternoon. That will not please Mike Eccles. Wellington Albert, he just come in, and I think it was Jordan Lilly who collided with him and put the big hit on Wellington Albert, and Albert's just dropped the ball, and that's great defence from the Bradford Bulls once again. So, Bradford playing the ball inside the London half of the field. Patton, Jowett tries to go and goes through a gap. His run is halted there. Ethan Natali comes in alongside Albert and Lovell. Quick play the ball here from Jowett. Lilly now to Thompson. Thompson to Arundel. Arundel goes on this right-hand edge. And the former Halifax Wakefield Hull FC man is rolled over 10 metres out. Bradford looking for their second try of the afternoon. Thompson in front of the post now to Jowett, to Apo. Apo thought about the offload wide to Rogers. This takes the tackle under pressure from Marcus Stock and Parata. And Bradford coming back down the middle here with Jordan Baldwinson. And Baldwinson's rolled over 2 metres out underneath the post. They're on the last tackle here, the Bulls. 10 minutes gone. The lead 6 points to 0. Lilly to Patton. Patton kicks through. Kieran Gill latches onto it and scores underneath the post. But the try will be disallowed by the officials. Kieran Gill adjudged to be offside. It was a last tackle play. Bradford went over on the short-hand side. Patton boot to ball. And we've just seen the replay on the big screen here at Odsal Stadium. And Kieran Gill was in front ever so slightly. A good call from the officials. London awarded their second penalty of the afternoon. That was fine margins, but we've just seen it on the big screen here at Odsal. Kieran Gill just ever so slightly. We're talking half a metre at best, but he was in front. And that was a good call from James Vella and his officials, especially Michael Smale, the Kiwi official over on the far stand side, who's a touch judge this afternoon. London, inside the Bradford half with Dean Farre. Farre offloads the ball back in centre field to McCartney. McCartney's brought down there by Butler and Apo. London, 30 metres out from the Bradford Bulls try line. They've got 2 tackles remaining on this set of 6. 12 minutes gone at Odsal. Bulls 6, Broncos 0. Davis goes running straight out of dummy half. They're on tackle number 4 here. The Broncos, they're 15 metres out. It's a very messy play, the ball, but London have got away with it. Ball goes back here with one of the forwards, Lewis Bierneck. Lewis Bierneck is 8 metres out. Last tackle underneath the Bradford post. Centre field position. Davis is going to go right to Leyland. Leyland kicks ahead. Ball's being smothered on by a Bradford player. And I think it's Jordan Lilly who's just put his body on the line. And now Foggin Johnston on tackle 2, still 8 metres out from his own try line. A real good, competitive game here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford, though, have lost the ball. It's just squirmed out of Ben Blackmore's arms under a tackle there from Parata and Lovell, and it's the London captain who's going to get to his feet and play the ball. As now Paul Ulberg. He scored the winning try against Widnes last week. He's over the Bradford line, but he can't ground the ball, and that is the second time this afternoon Bradford's scrambling goal line defence has held the London Broncos up. So it was an error from Blackmore, so both sides now at 3 errors apiece. In the heat, perhaps it's the sweaty palm syndrome, but London, they're going to look to hit back here and get the equalising score as we see Jared Bassett, the former London Scholarsman, rolled over by Joe Arundel. The 2 frees meet. They're literally 2 metres out from the Bradford line now. Farre's in at dummy half, gives the ball to Parata, who's playing in the halves with Leyland, with Rawalui off the field with a HIA. So Mike Eccles having to move and change things early on in this game. Bierneck now towards the line. Bierneck crashes over. He's 2 metres out. Holmes puts his body on the line. Almost like a damn effect tackle. Back it goes on the outside to Leyland. Leyland to Lovell. Lovell's wrapped up, 5 out. Last tackle coming up here for the Broncos. Incessant London pressure on the Bradford line. Wellington Albert, he's lost the ball. It's gone backwards, say the officials. It's picked up by Sam Davis, but there's no way through this watertight, resilient Bradford Bulls defence. They shut the door on the former York Knightsman, and Sam Davis is a metre out, and the scoreboard reads here at Odsal Stadium with 15 minutes gone. It is Bradford Bulls 6, London Broncos 0 in an absolute high quality, high octane championship thriller. Bradford now back in possession. They're just doing the hard yards forward. Their defence has had to work overtime. Lily to Appo. Appo outside the Bradford 20-metre line. They're on tackle for the Bulls, deep inside their own half. Will there be an early kick from Patton? No, it'll go from Lily to Holmes. Holmes is brought down just shy of the Bradford Bulls 40-metre line, and Bradford now will kick on the last tackle from Patton, and that's going to go straight into the arms of Paul Ulberg. Over on the far stand side, floats the ball back in centre field to full-back Bassett. Bassett brought down there by Baldwinson and Lilly, and that's London back in possession here at Odsal Stadium. Just over 15 minutes gone on the clock. It is still that early try after 4 minutes from Ben Blackmore. The difference between the two sides here at Odsal Stadium this afternoon. Ulberg second carry on this set. Now it's going to be McCarney, tackle free, just inside the Bradford Bulls half of the field. So one of those sets where the wingers, the centres, do a lot of work, alleviating the burden on the forwards. And now it's going to be Davis, sharp shooting out of dummy half. He's made 20 metres, Sam Davis. They're on tackle number 4 here, the Broncos. They're 20 metres out in front of the Bradford Bulls post. McCarney's in at dummy half. He's going to give the ball there to Stock. Another former York Knightsman in this London side, wrapped up. Last tackle, 15 metres out, centre field. They go wide towards Leyland. Leyland run, kicks into space. Danger here for Holmes. It comes off the right hand side of the post, and that very nearly resulted in a try to the London Broncos, because the kick chase pressure there of Davis and Albert, they were closest London players in their black shirts to the ball. Lewis Bierneck as well on the replay there, and it was fine margins, and you could probably see what Ollie Leyland was doing. It was a very, very accurate kick, looking for the point on the post protector on that right hand side of the post. As it is, Bulls 6, Broncos 0. And Jordan Lilly has won a set restart here for the Bradford Bulls. Their second set restart, as Tom Holmes now injects a bit of pace and a bit of venom into the Bradford Bulls attack. They're now 30 metres out from the London line. They've just made 40 metres via Lilly and Patton. And now they've come up with the ball of London. And it's Dean Parata who's forced the error from Kevin Appo. It is all happening here at Odsal. Bradford, their 4th error as we head towards the 20-minute mark here. Well, we didn't get to speak to Mike Eccles during the week, despite asking and requesting for a media call, so we managed to get hold of Rhys Lovegrove, and he obviously has been announced as the London Broncos assistant coach. And he's looking to add value to a good group of players, he says, who have created a good culture at the London Broncos. And certainly I echo what Rhys said when he mentioned that the championship is wide open. Anyone can beat anyone on their day, and London will not be underestimating a tough challenge away against the Bradford Bulls this afternoon. And when we mention anyone can beat everyone, if you look at the championship table, everyone's lost a game now and everyone has beaten everyone. You've got Whitehaven beating Sheffield, you've got Toulouse beating Featherstone, Bradford have beaten Widnes, Widnes have beaten Newcastle, the list is endless. London then, after that error from Kevin Appo, they're coming down the middle here with Wellington Albert, draws in Rogers and Lilly, offloads the ball to Leyland. Leyland offloads the ball now to Lovell, and Lovell's brought down over on the far stand side in a 2-man tackle, as they've got tackles in the bag here, London. It's going to be Albert who goes straight down the middle again. He's looking for more support, Wellington Albert. It wasn't there on this occasion. London on the last tackle, 15 metres out. Leyland kicks for Ulberg. Foggin Johnston takes it in goal, and Foggin Johnston, the crowd urging him to take a quick tap on the 20, which he does. London knocked back the 10, and now a London player has gone straight in the face of Foggy Johnston. Foggy Johnston's gone down. There's oohs and ahs from the crowd, and it's the interchange forward who's just come up the field. They're wanting the referee to take action, but he will just say it will be a third penalty of the afternoon to the Bradford Bulls. So Kevin Apple leaves the field. On comes Brad England. So Bradford now, they've got a full set of 6 after being awarded their third penalty. It was Dean Farray who went high there on Fogging Johnston. Perhaps a calculated gamble, because Fogging Johnston was really looking to find those gaps and open up the London Broncos defence. As it is now, England's playing the ball on tackle 2. Lily to Jowett to Thompson. Bradford looking for their second try of the afternoon here. We're just past the 20-minute mark at Odsal. Bulls 6, Broncos 0. It's going to go straight down the middle here with Rogers. Rogers held up on top of the London line, and he's a metre out. Quick play the ball for Rogers. Lily's going to pinch one. Jordan Lily's not managed to ground the ball. He's contorted and twisted, turned his body. He was in the act of scoring, Jordan Lilly, and he's gone incredibly close as Jordan Lilly. He went straight out over dummy half. He rolled around in the London Broncos in goal area. And it was Dean Parata who come in and stole the ball. Parata just come in as the last man. Referee James Vella's going to say knock on, and it's going to be a tap on the 20-minute mark, 20-metre mark here for London. It's a knock on, deemed a knock on in the in-goal area, and because of the hot, humid conditions here at Odsal Stadium, we've hit the 20-minute mark, and James Vella is going to call time off, and the RFL have scheduled a 2-minute break for the players. It is 28 degrees here at Odsal. It's 32 degrees down there on the field. So we do have a little bit of a break here. Henrik Wawalari has not come back on the field. He left the field early doors with a HIA. But this has been one heck of a game. Both sides fully committed. Both sides throwing down the gauntlet to those sides above them in the table. London mean business. So while the players take a bit of a water break, we're just going to take a quick 20-second break here on the gantry, and we'll be back in a moment. So West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, back here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford 6, London 0. The Broncos with a 6 tackle set after the error from Jordan Lirrett in the in-goal area. McCarney, he goes scampering forward, and all of a sudden London now inside the Bradford half of the field, and they're going to find themselves 20 metres out here. Davis to Stock. Marcus Stock crashes on a short ball, and he's brought down 10 metres out under the Bradford post. Davis now to Leyland. Leyland, amazing run to the right, to the left, comes straight into the clutches of Chester Butler, and London now on the last tackle on the Bradford line again. It's going to go Davis to Lovell, and I'm not sure what London were doing there, because it was the last tackle. They've all misread the call from the officials, and Will Lovell has just run it in, very pedestrian-esque. I'm guessing they're happy to turn the ball over inside the Bradford Bulls 10-metre line, but I'm sure Mike Eccles would have wanted some kick chase pressure. So 21 minutes gone here at Odsal. It is still that Ben Blackmore try after 3 minutes. The difference between the two sides, Bradford with Blackmore in possession. His 4th try of the season on their own 20-metre line. Eben Skurs come on the field for Fenton Rogers, and Eben Skurs' first attacking run is to make 25 metres and carry Bradford 5 metres shy of halfway. Quick play the ball from Skir. Lilly now to Patton. Patton goes wide to Gill. Gill's away. Gill cuts on in the inside. It's picked up by England. England to Holmes. Holmes is going underneath the post. It's a spectacular 50-metre score from the Bradford Bulls. And Tom Holmes, try number 10 of the season. It was Nick Patton who created the space. It was a lovely pass out wide to Gill. Gill then decided to take on Natali, And Ulberg, the ball bounced on the floor, it went backwards, picked up by England. England sucked in Bassett, and he saw the reaction time from Brad England. It must have been milliseconds. It must have been the instinct that Holmes was on the inside, and the pass after sucking in Bassett. Holmes underneath the post from 25 metres out, and Bradford have come up with try number 2 of the afternoon. It's their 79th try of the season, and it is a crucial try. Tom Holmes doubling Bradford's lead. We're in the 23rd minute here at Odsal, and Patton from in front of the post. And this will certainly take a lot of mental resilience out of the London Broncos. They've gone so close on a number of occasions, but we've just seen some magic from Patton, Gill, England and Holmes. Patton from in front, 2 from 2. It's Bradford Bulls 12, London Broncos 0 here at Odsal Stadium, West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. And you can see what is happening. Jordan Williams and Ewan Park have come on the field, and they're relaying the messages from Mike Eccles and Rhys Lovegrove. It has been a real strong statement from Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble, this first half performance here. Bradford have defended just like Lee Greenwood asked for, a real effort-based performance. We're back underway at Odsal. Bradford 12, London 0. Well, London might have a few grievances about the first try, with Henry Rawalewit down receiving medical treatment, but there was nothing wrong with that try. That was good, open, fast, quick hands. Patton, Gill back on the inside to England. England draws in Bassett, the fullback, and from 25 metres out, Holmes underneath the post. Bradford on the restart here with Skur. 10 shy of halfway. Parata, Stock, the 2 London defenders involved in that tackle. Lilly now to Jowett. Jowett to England. England, lateral run. Gives the ball to Chester. Chester bounces off 1, bounces off 2. Can't get past 3 and 4. Loses the ball backwards, but James Vella's going to say, knock on. Well, he's got that one wrong as James Vella. That one clearly went backwards, but I'm kind of guessing he's called tackle held. Ball's come loose. Bradford have a word in the ear of the official. He's not going to change his mind. London head and feed, and a chance now for the Broncos from the halfway line to get their first points of the afternoon. Bradford, 5 errors in this first half. 25 minutes gone, 15 to go to half-time. London have gone without the ball from the scrum. Finally picked up by McCarney, and McCarney saves the Broncos bacon there. That was nearly picked up off the floor by Joe Arundel, and he just had open green field ahead of him. Well, this is a very disjointed London performance from the one I witnessed last week against Widnes. It's almost like the HIA to Henry Rawalewit, the Fijian international, the 34-year-old with a lot of leadership and experience, has really unsettled the Broncos this afternoon. But they're trying to get back in this game now with Bassett. Bassett goes wide on that right-hand side. He will draw in Kieran Gill and Patton, and he's rolled over 25 out from the Bradford line. 2 tackles remaining here for the Broncos. Davis to Leyland. Leyland to Williams. Jordan Williams is wrapped up 20 metres out from the Bradford trial, and Bradford 12, London 0. Leyland, forward pass over on the far stand side. The officials have missed it. London are going to score here with Will Lovell, but he's going to lose the ball in the in-goal area. Will Lovell has bounced the ball in the in-goal area, and that pass from Ollie Leyland, oh, well, when you watch that on the replay, it's gone 5 metres forward. The officials have missed that one, but thankfully for the Bradford Bulls, I guess you could say it's karma. Will Lovell's over the Bradford line, and he's bounced the ball in the in-goal area, and Bradford now have a second 7-tackle set. Well, I know the officials are human, but that was 1st and 10 stuff. That was Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson-esque. Referee James Vella now is going to make a big call here. and he's going to say Bradford have come up with another error. Oh, well, Jordan Lillett is appealing and he's saying the London player was impeding him at the play of the ball. And now all of a sudden, perhaps a bit of perceived injustice going against the Bulls. Bradford's 6th error. London, they will look to benefit from Mr. Vella's generosity. A real good game here from the Championship. London coming down the middle here with Parata. Parata gives the ball there back to Ewart Park. He's brought down. 20 metres out to left-hand side of the post. They're in front of the post now with Parata, the Italian international, former Featherstone, Toulouse, Barrow man. James Seguiaro and Massimo Tongo about to come on. Fare's wrapped up here by Arundel, and he's lost the ball as Fare. Oh, James Vella says penalty. Fare's lost the ball into Joe Arundel. The officials have got that one horribly wrong. We can only call it as we see it, West Yorkshire radio listeners. And the officials have just come up with 3 howlers. And now Bradford have got more defending to do. Well, Bradford, they've lost the last 4 under Vella. And it's those 50-50 calls. When you think about it, Bradford just cannot let any perception of injustice enter their mentality. And they're just going to have to back up here and do more defending. We've had 28 minutes gone here at Odsall. Bradford 12, London 0 in the Sunshine Park. Now it goes to Bassett. Bassett through a gap. Billy Jowett comes in and traps the ball carrying arm. Good defence there from Billy Jowett. Fare's in there at dummy half. He fires it back into centre field. Park now gives it to Leyland. Leyland through a gap. Leyland's passed the ball to Gill. And the Broncos have bombed a try. It's the 3rd try that the Broncos have bombed. McCartney's ended up with the ball underneath the post. We just watched the replay on the big screen. Leyland gives the ball there. He was looking to give it to Lovell. Lovell's knocked it into Gill. Gill's then knocked it forward. McCartney's come up with the ball and he's put it down underneath the post. And London now have come up with error number 5 of the afternoon. So a bit of a high error count from both sides. They'll both be completing in the low 80s, high 70s. Perhaps that's a contribution to just how both sides are throwing each other and themselves at each other in this game. But it's Bradford 12, London 0, scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls, 10 metres out from their own try. James Seguiaro comes on to make his debut, and he will immediately come on the field here for Jordan Lillett, and he's going straight in there at dummy half. He'll give the ball there to Eben Skur. Skur brought down 10 shy of halfway. Massimo Tongo's on the field as well. And now Bradford have been given a penalty because Will Lovell has put his hands on the ball and he has stopped a quick play of the ball there. And that will give Dick Patton a chance to fire the ball into touch. So a low penalty count, or lowish, 4-3 in favour of the Bulls here. Kieran Gill will quickly tap it, 40 metres out from the London line. Gill now to Skur. Skur, oh, big collision there with Parata. Quick play the ball from Skur. Seguiaro now. Seguiaro gives it to England. England's 10 metres out. Bradford looking for try number 3 of the afternoon. If they do score try number 3 of the afternoon, it'll be their 80th try of the season. They've been given a set restart, the Bulls, because Brad England was being held down in the tackle. So we're back to 0 tackle, 10 metres out, and they're playing the ball here with Patton. Seguiaro in at dummy half to Jowett. Jowett, lovely ball to Hobbs. Hobbs is through a gap. Tom Hobbs beats 1, 2, 3 London Broncos defenders, and it's Bradford's 3rd try of the afternoon here at Odsall. The Bulls are now coasting against the Broncos. It's 16 points to 0. It was Jowett to Holmes. Holmes just ran straight into Jared Bassett. Ulberg was left clutching at straws. And Tom Holmes has just beaten 3 Broncos defenders from 5 metres out. He went to the left. It was a lovely step back on the inside. And Tom Holmes around and to the side of the London Broncos post. It's 16 points to 0. And after we said there might be some perception of injustice with 50-50 calls going against the Bulls, they've not let them get to them. And I'm guessing, as we said at the start, you know, when you look at someone like Brian Noble, he's been there, he's done it. He has done everything there is to do in the sport of rugby league. No surprise to see this new version of the 2023 Bradford Bulls under Brian Noble and Lee Greenwood embody resilience in the image of one of Bradford's club greats in respect of Brian Nobby Noble. So, Bradford 16, London 0 here at Odsal. Kick predictor for Dec Patton, 72%. It's 15 metres to the left-hand side of the post. And he will look to fire this one into the back of the South Bank stand. Patton gives Bradford a crucial 2 points. Bradford 18, London 0 here at Odsal Stadium. And Tom Holmes, he's one of the players that is contracted at the Bulls till the end of 2024. He now has try number 11 for the season. 2 this afternoon. And Bradford have discovered their 80th try of the season. And we've just got 9 minutes to go here at Odsal Stadium in this first half. All good thus far for Lee Greenwood, Brian Noble and the Bulls. Bradford playing the ball, 15 out from their own line on the restart. Seguiaro gives it to Matongo, Masi Matongo. Suffered a nasty ankle injury earlier on this year. He's back, he's got strapping on the left leg, and he's had a couple of appearances in the reserves, and he's going to be looking to get some game time and really impress for Greenwood and Noble. Blackmore straight out of dummy half. Good play there from Blackmore up to halfway, and here goes Seguiaro. Lovely reverse pass on the inside from Seguiaro to Patton. Patton's brought down 40 metres out. Last tackle for Bradford on the restart. Billy Jowett, high hanging kick, testing times for Bassett. Bassett caught. Bassett evades Arundel, evades England, and Jared Bassett finally meets Skur and Seguiaro further upfield. And the white-shirted red, amber and black defence of Seguiaro Skur finally bring him down. Here goes McCarney out of dummy half. McCarney beating 1, beating 2. It's been a long first half this here at Odsal Stadium. 6 minutes to go now. Players feeling a little bit fatigued and drained. London really probably need to be scoring next to give themselves a chance in this game. Bradford's defence has been the real strong point in this first half. Big strong collision there, bringing down Daniel Hoyes. Hoyes gets to his feet, he'll play the ball. Park now gives it to Bassett. Bassett to Farre. Dean Farre is brought down, 20 out. London on the last tackle. In at dummy half is going to be Bassett. Jared Bassett now gives the ball in centre field. The kick comes up, looking to test Foggin Johnston. Ball's being palmed back to London, back to 1. It's come off Foggin Johnston's arm, say the officials. And London now a fresh set of 6. 5 metres out from the Bradford line. Can they get a score before half-time here at Odsal Stadium? Jordan Williams takes it in. Tackle 1. He's underneath the Bradford post. Davis is in there at dummy half. Wide to Leyland. Leyland beats 1, beats 2. Can't beat Chico. Seguiaro comes in, slams the door shut, and London on tackle number 3. 2 metres out. They're over the line here, the Broncos. He's tried to ground the ball as Jordan Williams. James Vela looks to the touch judge, and he's going to say held up. Back to the 10 we go. 10 metres out. Jordan Williams looked to have grounded the ball, but Bradford turned him over on his back. It was Matongo, Seguiaro in defence. Park now. Parata. It's tired defence here. London on the last tackle, 5 metres out. Can they break the Bulls' defensive resolve? They're going to try and pinch one with Park out of dummy half. And once again, London's game management, it is non-existent. Why on earth, on the last tackle, have they just picked the ball up out of dummy half and run on a diagonal run towards the touchline? Because Jowett, Blackmore, Arundel, Holmes, they've all just drifted and shifted across. They could read the play. And Mike Eccles must be pulling his hair out here. London not helping themselves. And certainly when I look back to last week and the second phase, the offloads out the tackle, we saw a little bit of that at the start of this game. We haven't seen it for the last 20 minutes or so. Bradford, though, moving the ball out from deep inside their own half. Foggin Johnson tackle 2. Jowett's made 25 metres here just shy of halfway, tackle free. London laying on in the tackle. The officials say 6 again. Seguiaro down the middle. Seguiaro gives it to Holmes. Holmes is away. Holmes to Foggy Johnston. It's a floater. Foggy Johnston's 15 out now. Lovely play from Seguiaro and Holmes. Johnston will get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Back in centre field, they're going to go. Patton to Massimo Tongo. It's a wave of Bradford attack. Seguiaro's gone without the ball out of dummy half. Oh, we'll put it down to debut day jitters. But that was very, very good from the Bulls. Although that will not please Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble, because in the haste to tackle Ilias McCarney, they've encroached and they're offside in the sense. So 4 penalties apiece here at Odsal. London have not taken the ball in the correct spot, so they've got to retake the kick. And they've now found touch, 40 out from the Bradford line. So 90 seconds left here at Odsal in this first half. This will be the final action of the first half here. London down by 18 after those tries from Blackmore and a brace from Tom Holmes. Ulberg in there at dummy half, gives it to Parata. Parata down the middle here now with the big prop forward, Daniel Hoyes. Hoyes is brought down in a 2-man tackle just to the right-hand side of the post. We're in the final minute now here at Odsal. Parata misses out Park, gives it to Williams, and Jordan Williams is upended there by Thompson and England in a 2-man tackle 10 metres out. London, crucial period in this game. They need a try before half-time to bring themselves back into this game. Foggy Johnson's taken a London player out off the ball. The referee says 6 again. Ball's gone forward. Referee says that's gone backwards. Foggin Johnson now tries to get hold of Ollie Leyland. There's seconds left in this first half here at Odsal, and London will have a couple more plays if the hooter and the clock are accurate. They're going to go out of dummy half from Ulberg. Ulberg to Parata. Hooter sounds. Kick through for McCarney. McCarney's knocked the ball on over the Bradford line, and Ilias McCarney. And we're up and away at the start of this second half. Can Bradford continue where they left off in the first half? Holmes will take the high hanging kick. He'll immediately turn and give it to Skur. Tackle 1. We're back up and away here. It's Bradford 18, London 0. Bradford with first use of the ball here as it goes once again from Seguiaro to Blackmore. And Blackmore's meters after contact, valuable for Bradford. And here goes Brad England straight down the middle. England's brought down 5 shy of halfway, and Bradford have started just like they left off in the first half as Massimo Tongo makes 15 metres forward and carries Bradford in the London half of the field. They're on tackle number 4. Seguiaro now back to Skur. Skur's caught on the shoulder there, and Will Lovell will bring down Eben Skur 30 metres out from the London line. They're on the last. Patton puts the kick up on the inside for Holmes. Bassett takes it, and he's immediately tackled there by Tom Holmes. And that was a good, confident, consistent start to the second half here. What have the Broncos got left in the tank here? They've had so much possession, so much territory on that Bradford Bulls defensive line. They've bombed 4 tries, certainly 2 of them, where Will Lovell bounced the ball over the line and McCarney failing to ground it as the hooter sounded in the background. That could cost Mike Eccles and the Broncos dear. They're up to halfway here though, and Davis is in at dummy half. He'll give the ball to Farey. Dean Farey's brought down. 10 inside the Bradford half of the field. London on the last now. Back it goes in centre field to Leyland. Leyland on the power play. Goes past Seguiaro. Puts the kick up. He's looking for Ulberg. It's Johnston who takes it past Ulberg. And Johnston finally brought down there by Paul Ulberg. And Farey in a 2-man tackle on this main stand side. Out of dummy half from Patton to Gill. Tackle number 2. Bradford 18. London 0 here at Odsal. A try after 3 minutes to Blackmore. That was doubled up by a brace from Holmes in minutes 23 and minutes 30. Bradford 20 shy of halfway here, centre field position. Chico's in there at dummy half. Seguiaro to Jowie to Matongo. Massimo Tongo takes 3 London defenders out of that defensive line, and the space over on that far stand side. Seguiaro has lost the ball. No, Massimo Tongo, has lost the ball in his haste to play it. Well, both London and Bradford have won their last 3 in the Championship. Bradford wins over Swinton, Keighley, and that win on Friday against Newcastle. London wins over Barrow, Toulouse and Widnes. Something's got to give here this afternoon. Bradford leading 18-0, although they're going to have to defend a full set of 6 from the Broncos inside their own half here. Bradford looking to make it 4 wins on the bounce, and we've not been able to say that much in recent seasons. Scrum forced here, and London look to move it with Bassett. Bassett through a gap. Bassett, though, has been penalised here because Jared Bassett, he has used, I think it's Ethan Natoli who's been penalised here for taking out one of the Bradford players. We'll just watch the replay here. Natoli ran straight in at Butler and took Chester Butler out of the equation. That is why Jared Bassett had space ahead of him. So Bradford awarded penalty number 5 of the afternoon. And now Bradford on the attack here with 3 minutes gone in the second half. 36 minutes to go here at Odsal. Seguiaro, you almost suspect who score next probably does decide this game as a contest if Bradford's defensive resilience is going to be fine-tuned and remain as effective as it's been in the opening 44 minutes or so. Skurs playing the ball 20 metres out. Seguiaro now towards Patton. Patton to England. England's been caught high. It's back-to-back penalties. Do you take the 2 points? This will be interesting. Lee Greenwood says we will take the 2 points because Michael Lawrence, in his assistant coach role, is going to bring on the kicking tee. And it's an easy, straightforward 2 points here for Dec Patton. It is right in front of the London post, 15 metres out. And that was Bradford buckling or making this Widnes Vikings discipline buckle with the high tackle on Brad England. So 6 penalties to 4. Bradford have had 3 set restarts, London none. And Bradford have forced 1 goal line dropout, and that was the platform for that opening score for Blackmore. Henrik Rawalui not come back on the field yet. So Patton from in front of the post here. This to take Bradford out to 4 score lead. It's Bradford Bulls 20, London Broncos 0. Patton 4 from 4 with the boot this afternoon. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, meet the game caller Gledall, Sunday afternoon, Championship Rugby. And Bradford leading the Broncos by 20 points to 0. And it is just that squeeze, sucking the life out of the London Broncos. Chance here now for Leyland to get second half proceedings back underway. Taken by Jowett on the full. Palm back on the inside to Skur. Skur's gone straight for one of the London players. Ball's been lost backwards. And James Vella now giving Bradford another penalty here for something that's happened in the tackle. It's over on the far stand side, 10 metres out. Bradford didn't make it to tackle 1. Just looking back at the replay there. Yeah, Skur looks like he's had the ball reefed out, although it's gone backwards and Bradford have picked up with it. James Vella saying there was a reef in action, and Bradford now lead the penalty count 7 penalties to 4. It'll be Massimo Tongo, tackle number 1. The former Hull FC man rolled over, 5 shy of halfway. Bradford now just going to have a delay in playing the ball here because London have a player down interfering with a player who's got a little bit of an ankle injury. Difficult to see who it is from this far back here, but it is a sweltering afternoon at Odsal, and no secret the crowd's looking a lot more healthier in the sunshine on the back of those 3 consecutive wins. Here at Odsal Stadium, it is 20 points to 0, and it is looking like it's Daniel Hoyes who can't continue, so the Bradford Bulls club doctor will have to come on the field, and he will have to leave the field, and he's having to limp off the field here. And he's been assisted by the medical staff. So, Lewis Bierneck will come back on the field. London might be down to just 2 fit interchanges in these sweltering conditions here at Odsal. Henry Wawilara's not come back on the field, the Fijian international. And now they've just lost the big man, Daniel Hoyes, who's off the bench. And they're going to play the ball with Masit Matongo. Seguiaro to England. England 5 inside the London half of the field. Seguiaro just scanning the field in front of him. Back down the middle, it's going to go with Massimo Tongo. Massimo Tongo's made 15 metres. London just holding off the tackles a little bit here. The 25 out the Bulls. England inside the London 20-metre line, 15 metres out. Tackles remaining here. The ball's going to go from Seguiaro to Patton. Patton takes the line on, drops the shoulder. 10 metres out, Dec Patton. Wrapped up there by Lovell and Davis. Bradford on the last. Kick comes in from Jowett. Jowett turning Bassett around. And Bassett's done well. He's just escaped the clutches of Gill and Johnston. But London now on tackle 2. 5 metres out from their own try line. Bradford have turned the Broncos around and they have got them exactly where they want them here. As Dean Farray now tries to get a little bit of metres and he'll carry London 12 metres just outside their own 20-metre line on tackle number 3. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Bradford 20. London 0 here at Odsal Stadium as they move it over on that left-hand edge. London still trapped deep inside their own half of the field here at a sun-drenched Odsal Stadium. Parata now gives the ball back towards Bierneck. Bierneck's gone on a lovely diagonal run and it's 5 shy of halfway, but they're in the wrong part of the field on the last tackle. The kick's going to go high and that's going to come down 10 inside the Bradford half of the field. London have taken the ball here with Davis. Davis has given it back to Bassett. Bassett moves it over on this far stand side to Natale. Natale's kick over the head of Holmes. Holmes from his own in goal area. Ball's gone dead. Goal line dropout conceded by the Bulls. Very, very nearly a chance for London there. It was a clever kick on the last tackle, almost because of the humidity and low air pressure. The ball just went up 50, 60 metres and then landed back down on the halfway line. And then it was kicked forward by Natale, and the Italian international put the kick chasing, and Holmes, he come up with the error in the in-goal area, and it's gone dead in goal. So London are forced to repeat set of 6. Can Mike Eccles' side use that to build some pressure and get some points on the board? Because we've got 32 minutes to go at Odsal. We have had 48 gone, and there's just the penalty goal from Dec Patton, the difference after half-time. London now, 15 out from the Bradford try line. Lewis Bierneck's playing the ball. Davis now to Parata. Parata drops the shoulders, goes in straight into Seguiaro and Matongo, and Bodine Thompson comes in as the third Bradford defender. Tackle 4 gone. The 5 metres out from the Bradford line. Is this the moment London get their first points of the afternoon? Dean Farray now. Farray gives the ball back to Leyland. Leyland goes to the right, wrapped up there by Thompson. I'm not quite sure what the London game plan is here. There's a lot of movement, but they're just running lateral and sideways. Now they go down the middle here with Parata, and this will be the last tackle coming up for the Broncos. They're 5 metres out underneath the Bradford post. Good defence there from Seguiaro. Ball goes towards Leyland. Leyland now to Bassett. Bassett gives it to Ulberg. Ulberg comes back on the inside, skipping past 1, past 2. Ball's touched the Bradford hand. Back to 1 on the tackle count. More defending for the Bulls to do here. And Paul Ulberg, I think it come off the arm there of Brad England, and they're back under pressure here, the Bulls, and Parata's underneath the post. He's lost the ball. Has he grounded the ball? No, Parata's lost the ball underneath the post. It's a 5th disallowed try of the afternoon for the Broncos. We look to the big screen. Parata takes it in, goes past Matongo and England, and yes, Dean Parata in the act of scoring. The ball has just squeezed out before he could apply downward pressure on the try line. Oh, it's been a game of millimetres for Mike Eccles and the Broncos. Ironic cheers from the Bulls faithful in this large crowd here at Odsal. But Dean Parata, he had 2 Bradford defenders, Bodine Thompson, Billy Jowett involved in that tackle, and the ball has not been grounded cleanly on the line. Bradford 20, London 0. Well, that's 5 chances, and it's a third one following on from Will Lovell and Ilias McCarney in the first half, where the ball could have been grounded, but it's not. And you talk about being your own worst enemy, being the architect of your own downfall. London are doing that in abundance here at Odsal this afternoon. We've had 10 minutes gone of the second half, 30 minutes to go here. Bradford just moving the ball conservatively out of dummy half, and it's one-man rugby straight down the middle here now from Blackmore. They're on tackle number 4, just shy of halfway. You've not really missed much on this set from the Bulls. Seguiaro now towards Skur. Skur fires up the engine. Skur's made 25 metres, and Bradford are 30 out now from the London line on the last tackle. Patton kicks towards Gill. He's under pressure, is Ulberg. Ulberg will get there ahead of Gill, but no sooner has Paul Ulberg got to the ball, Holmes and Fogging Johnston have come in and they've cut him down like a lumberjack cutting the great trees of the American forests. And London now on tackle 3, the 10 out from their own try line, and McCartney is looking for some valuable metres here to get London out of this mess, out of this hole. And with 29 minutes left on the clock, the scoreboard firmly against the Broncos, but it has to be said, they have bombed 5 tries. They're up to halfway here with Fareh. He goes back to Park. Down the middle, rolled over on his back. Last tackle coming up here, says James Vella. And Ollie Leyland from the halfway line will go for a high hanging kick, testing Tom Holmes. Holmes takes it cleanly, beats 1, beats 2. Holmes is away. Holmes has Ulberg to beat. Ulberg grabs hold of Holmes' shirt, drags him down. Ulberg's put pressure there on Tom Holmes. Well, James Vella has just given the set restart, the 6 again. People are saying professional foul, but we've seen it time and time again with Mr. Vella. Brandon Pickersgill against Featherstone. Pickersgill should have been sent for 10. We saw Jared Samet at Barrow take Kieran Gill out off the ball. It's no good Dave Elliott, the referee's boss, saying that Mr. Vella should have shown yellow cards on that occasion. And that's another occasion where I'm sure Dave Elliott's going to say, yes, that should have been us 10 minutes in the bin. As it is, Bradford get the set restart, and they're now 10 out from the London line. Patton kicks ahead for Gill. Gill touches down. Try number 12 of the season. Game, set and match to the Bradford Bulls. London's ill discipline costing them dear. And in a stirring, sweltering Odsal Stadium, this great famous Rugby League amphitheatre has come to life. Bradford charging into the top 3 this evening, and Bradford building that momentum, building that consistency at the right part of the season. Kieran Gill, try number 12 of the season for him. Dec Patton, his second try assist of the afternoon. And London, the inquest starts behind the London Broncos post for them. Will Lovell's out there on the field. Reece Lovegrove offering the words from Mike Eccles. But it has been a very, very poor performance here from the London Broncos. Take nothing away from the Bradford Bulls, but London coming up with 4 set restarts, the 7 penalties. Bradford punishing the Broncos daily. 4th try of the afternoon for the Bulls. Try number 81 of the season for Bradford. And it's 24 points to 0 here. And we're in the 54th minute at Odsal. And a chance for Dec Patton to give Bradford, probably at this point in the game, a game-winning 5-score lead. It's 5 metres in from touch. Don't really need to describe much about the try. It was a lovely kick through on the diagonal. Gill running on the on the outside of Ulberg and grounding the ball. Kick predictor here. 56% for Patton. Can he make it 5 from 5? Patton can make it 5 from 5. Bradford 26. London 0 here at Odsal Stadium. It's a long, long way back here for the London Broncos. As we said, coming into this game this afternoon, they have built their 3-game unbeaten championship run on a very disciplined defensive performance, with just 16 points conceded on average in the previous 5 games. But the Bradford Bulls cutting the Broncos defence to ribbons here at Odsal this afternoon, as Billy Jowett deals with Ollie Leyland's restart, and we're back underway here at Odsal. So 24 minutes to go. This is a season best performance by the Bradford Bulls. Everybody putting in a real effort-based performance this afternoon. Everybody showing a desire and willingness, showing that character. Bradford on the restart now, 20 shy of halfway. Seguiaro goes straight into Lovell and Albert, who's come back out on the field. That's Wellington Albert. Still no Henry Wawalawe on the field. He left after what could only have been 2 or 3 minutes, and I think that ultimately has not helped the London Broncos at all. But they've had the 5 disallowed tries for knocking the ball on and bouncing it and not being able to pick it up in the in-goal area. That hasn't helped Mike Eccles' side either. Jowett on the last tackle on halfway, kicks, targets McCarney. McCarney immediately wrapped up there by Bodine Thompson. Great defence there from the Australian. McCarney will have to get to his feet and he'll play the ball. And just to give you an idea now, I'm looking at the field here. You've got 5 London Broncos players in the Bradford Bulls defensive line, and London are on tackle 2. That is a clear warning sign that there's a lot of fatigue in this London side, and Bradford, if they've got the energy levels, they could run riot. But here is Dean Farray. Farray's broken clear, and they're going underneath the post here as Farray draws in Holmes. Outside support from Ilias McCarney, and the Broncos do get a consolation score here at Odsall. And it was lovely play there from Dean Farray. He just went through a gap, drew in Tom Holmes, and then he went on the outside to Ilias McCarney. And London Broncos, is this the start of a bit of a fight back here? Ilias McCarney against his former club. He has given the Broncos hope here. We're in the 57th minute at Odsall. Ollie Leyland will make no mistake from in front. Kick predictor 100%. And this is now Bradford 26, London 6 here at Odsall. Well. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, with Mick the Game Caller Gledall. I was just mentioning about the London Broncos having 5 players involved in that Bradford Bulls defensive line. As we see Massi Matongo leave the field to a standing ovation. Jordan Baldwinson is going to come on. Bradford's 6th interchange of the evening. Stroke afternoon. AJ Wallace running on the water with Michael Lawrence this afternoon. Well, when we say Michael Lawrence, it's an unofficial assistant coach's role, but Michael Lawrence is actively on the walkie-talkie direct to Brian Noble and Lee Greenwood, relaying the information. So we are going to have a bit of a delay in the game here. It is 28 degrees at Odsall, considerably warmer and hotter on the field, and the players taking on the fluids. So we've just seen London show a little bit of what they can do. And that was clever play from Dean Farray. Went straight through the gap, drew in Holmes, and McCarney was on the outside to go underneath the post from 40 metres out. So Bradford 26, London 6 here at Odsall Stadium. We've got 23 minutes to go as Dec Patton gets the restart back underway. Oh, well. Dec Patton's kicked it straight out on the full. Are we now going to see Bradford have a little bit of ill discipline? Penalty to the London Broncos on halfway. There's still 23 minutes to go in this game. Surely not. But Ollie Leyland, he gets a quick boot to ball, and all of a sudden, London are 20 metres out now from the Bradford line, and a London try here. And it's game back on. We're talking about consolation scores. London, they can smell Bradford blood. Albert tackle 1. Ball goes towards Ewan Park here on the right. Tackle 2. He'll get to his feet. He'll play the ball. They're going underneath the post here with Parata. But the try will not count because Ewan Park has come up with an error 10 metres out from the Bradford Bulls try line. It was good defence there from Skur and Butler. And referee James Vella are judging the young interchange forward that he has knocked the ball on. So it'll be a play the ball to the Bulls. London's 7th error of the afternoon. And a chance here now for Bradford to just calm the nerves as we approach the hour mark here at Odsall Stadium. Bradford 26, London 6 here. A heat wave descending on the United Kingdom. It's going to be even hotter and warmer tomorrow and Tuesday. Think about those seaside destinations. Seguiara out of dummy half. Oh, misses out Baldwinson, gives it straight to Blackmore. Blackmore 25 shy of halfway. Probably for the first time in this second half, Bradford now having to really muscle up and disroll the sleeves up. Seguiara down the middle with Baldwinson. Tackle 4. Still shy of the halfway line. London's defence has picked up a notch. Padden goes for a 40-20. Padden kicks it straight down, dead in goal. That'll allow Bradford to set their defensive stall here. And all of a sudden, Patton's just come up with a couple of errors with boot to ball. They will get the 6 tackle set here, the Broncos. And as we say, they have the clock and scoreboard against them, but there's still 20 minutes to go here at Odsal. We've just hit the hour mark on West Yorkshire Radio and Bulls TV. So, London, what have they got left in this attack here? As we see McCarney now go straight down the middle channel and is 10 metres inside the Bradford half of the field. Henry Rawalui back out there on the field as well, so he's past the HIA. And here goes Wellington Albert. And Albert's going to be brought down 15 metres out. Well, let's try here to London. It's game back on. There's still time on the clock. Here goes Rawalui now. Back to Bianek. Bianek to Albert. Albert down the middle. 8 metres out. Last tackle. No, it's not the last tackle. Bradford conceding the set restart on the last tackle. And Parata tries to reach out and score. He's a metre shy. Good defence there from Skur and Holmes. They're on top of the Bradford line. Leyland now to Rawalui. Rawalui reinvigorating this Broncos attack. And James Vella says penalty to London. So they're getting penalties. Set restarts. Is that going to help the Broncos over the Bradford line? This is now a third consecutive set of 6 that James Vella has given the Broncos. 26 points to 6. It's going to be Park. Tackle 1, 5 metres out. Can the Bulls hold on here? Parata. Leyland. Short ball to Bianek. He's brought down 2 metres out. Good defence from Bodie Thompson. Second tackle gone. Parata goes wide. Twisting, turning. London can't get past this resolute Bulls defence. They're on tackle 3. Leyland to Parata. Parata's wrapped up. Tackle 4. Faray's going in at dummy half. Faray down. Bullock pass to Rawalui. To Leyland. Leyland can't get past Skur and Butler. London on the last tackle. Tremendous defence here from the Bulls. The kick comes in from Parata and it's dealt with by Kieran Gill. Listen to the noise from the Bradford supporters. That's almost like showing the appreciation after an 80-metre try effort. And Bradford have a bit of an injury concern here because Chester Butler is down, grimacing in pain in back play. So Bradford down to 12. And it's looking like he's in a bit of discomfort here, is Chester Butler. Bradford playing on with 12 men in attack. They're 20 shy of halfway on tackle number 3. Seguiara goes out a dummy half, gives it out wide towards Arundel. Arundel's brought down 5 shy of halfway. Eben Skur leaves the field. Heroes reception for Skur. Last tackle. Patton drills it along the floor. That's only found Paul Ulberg. Ulberg now from a defensive wing position goes lateral. Butler's down in back play on his own try line, receiving medical attention. It's looking like he's going to be okay to run off the ankle injury, perhaps a little bit of soreness as it's flared up between Fenton Rogers and Paul Ulberg, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving here, and James Vella just wants to stop the clock. And he wants to speak to both Paul Ulberg and Fenton Rogers. That will actually help the Bulls, who want to bring on Kevin Appo, I do believe, for Chester Butler. So Butler, his afternoon is done. Hopefully nothing serious. Kevin Appo will come back on the field. James Vella just gives a stern telling off to Paul Ulberg and Fenton Rogers for something that's flared up on the London 40-metre line. What have the Broncos got left? What have the Broncos got left in the tank here? They're certainly finishing the stronger of the two sides. And now it's another penalty. All of a sudden, London leading the penalty count. 8 penalties to 7. Bradford have conceded the last 4. Dick Patton's having a word with the touch judge. And the touch judge has just shrugged his shoulders. Bradford just have to maintain that discipline. No cheap penalties. London now, they are going to have a full set of 6, 10 metres out from that Bradford Bulls try line. 26 points to 6. 17 minutes left here at Odsal. London need a second try to give themselves hope, create doubt in the Bradford Bulls mindset. Wellington Albert, tackle one, brought down underneath the post. Parata's in there at dummy half. It's going to go to Leyland. Leyland to Park. Park's brought down now, 5 metres out. 15 in from this main stand side. Back in centre field, they're going to go with Bierneck. Bierneck head down, taking on Rodgers and Baldwinson. And once again, Bradford's defence standing firm and tall here at Odsal this afternoon. Parata now to Rowie Louis. Ball's gone to Farey. Farey's come up with the error. And London, the architects of their own downfall, they've been given the set restart and then the penalty. And then they've come up with the error, trying to create some second phase. I can see what Dean Farey was doing there, because Farey was trying to get the ball back towards Leyland and Bassett, who were in centre field, and Bradford were stretched because Apo, who's come on for Butler, was over on the right-hand side and the left-hand side was exposed. But again, London, architects of their own downfall, they've come up with error number 8 of the afternoon. It's scrum, head and feet to Bradford. The clock's ticking down. 16 minutes left here at Odsal. Bradford leading by 26 points to 6. And whilst it might not be pretty, I understand Lee Greenwood's comments last Friday when the game against Newcastle was very similar to how this is being played now. Bradford do look comfortable. I don't think there'll be any worry from Lee Greenwood or Brian Noble that Bradford are in any real jeopardy of losing this game here at Odsal, as Fenton Rodgers takes tackle one from the scrum. Back out a dummy half from Seguiaro to Apo. It's a very shallow 10 metres here, and that means Albert and Lovell come straight in the face of Apo and bring the big Papua New Guinea and enforce her down. Here goes Baldwinson. Good metres after contact there. He's 5 shy of halfway on tackle number 3. There's options over on the far stand side for the Bulls, but back they come over on this left hand side with Patton. Patton now back to Apo, and they're on the halfway line here, the Bradford Bulls. 15 and a half to go. 26-6 the Bulls lead. Patton is sent that into aerospace, and that one has gone out on the full from the halfway line, and that is now the third poor kick from Dec Patton. And referee James Vella, well, he's actually going to give the benefit to London, and he's going to say it is in fact a 6 tackle set. So they will get the extra tackle, but rather than having the ball on halfway, they are coming from their own 20 metre line. I'm sure Mike Eccles might want to question that decision. Here goes McCarney. Now to Farey. He's there, 5 shy of halfway. Tackle number 1, because it was a 6 tackle set. Oh, big collision here by Williams. Williams has made 15 metres forward, taking on Apo and Thompson. Back down the middle with Bierneck. Ball's been lost here. Bradford have recovered possession. It's another error from the Broncos after that big barnstorming run from Williams. And Bradford, you feel, looking very, very comfortable here. 26 points to 6. It's got a little bit sloppy and scrappy in the last 10-15 minutes, but don't let that take anything away as Bradford look to score here with Foggy Johnston. Foggy Johnston back on the inside. Kieran Gill around and underneath the post. Tom Holmes has a brace. Kieran Gill has a brace as well. Bradford hit 30 points. 30 points to 6. Kieran Gill, try number 13 of the season. And just like that, Bradford capitalise on some mediocre London Broncos handling. Error number 9 of the afternoon for the Broncos. Bradford have punished them with points on the board. And if there was any ever doubt this afternoon, Bradford, with 13 minutes to go here at Odsal, have scored try number 5 of the afternoon, and they have whitewashed the Broncos. It's 30 points to 6. Patton from in front will make no mistake. Kick predictors already at 100%. And Kieran Gill out of contract at the end of the year. No secret that Castleford and a number of other Super League clubs are looking to take Kieran Gill back to Super League. Kieran Gill, of course, has a big decision to make, because it's not just a simple case of going and join a Super League club and going back in that full-time environment. Kieran Gill, of course, has a very, very successful job, so he'd have to leave part-time rugby and leave his job effectively. But perhaps he might fancy another roll of the dice in the Super League. Jordan Lillick comes on the field for James Seguiaro. Real strong debut from Seguiaro. Controlling the ruck well. Patton, 6 from 6. Bradford 32, London 6. On West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, make the game caller Gleddle. Next Sunday we're here at Odsall. Halifax Panthers, the visitors to Odsall. The big games keep coming up for the London Broncos. They're away at Post Office Road, and they will face a very, very hungry and determined Featherstone side looking to make it a return to winning ways after that shock defeat to Toulouse yesterday evening. So 12 left on the clock here. They're going to go for a short restart with Ollie Leyland. Ball's going to come down kindly for Jowett. Jowett's away. Jowett's away. Jowett from the restart. Jowett's still going forward, and he's had the ball stolen, Billy Jowett, and he's done the knee, and he's in a lot of pain here, Billy Jowett. The referee might have to stop the clock. Billy Jowett looks in a lot of discomfort. He's signalling that the knee's gone, and this is a cruel, cruel blow for the Bradford Bulls, because Billy Jowett's knee has gone, and James Vella is still playing on here. Well, Jowett's down. He's in so much pain. Someone tell James Vella to stop the clock. They're going to call for the stretcher here, and Jowett immediately went straight down, and he rolled on his right knee. And Billy Jowett, you've got to feel for him. He's only just come back from an injury, and he is down, and it is looking very, very concerning that Billy Jowett might be out for an extended period of time. I know Connor Wynne had a real impressive man-of-the-match performance yesterday against London Broncos in the reserve fixture, but the stretcher coming on, Billy Jowett immediately knew his knee had gone, and you've got to feel for poor Billy Jowett, who will leave the field. Hopefully nothing too serious. He will leave the field. I'm not quite sure how the referee is going to restart the game, because the game was still playing on whilst Billy Jowett was pretty much involved in the action. I know it's easy from up here for us to see. Poor Billy Jowett leaving the field. And referee James Vella, I'm not quite sure what the decision is. He's going to restart the game with a scrum here to the Bradford Bulls, I do believe, based on where the touch judges are positioning themselves. Listen to the crowd here for Billy Jowett as he leaves the field. Well, there's rotten luck, damned luck, and then there's poor Billy Jowett luck. Hopefully nothing too serious. We'll speak to Lee Greenwood in the press conference at full time. The club, I'm sure, will put their arms around Billy and offer their utmost support. So from the scrum, Bradford move the ball out wide with Arundel, and Arundel is brought down 40 metres out. Billy Jowett in a lot of pain as he goes down the tunnel, helped by the Bulls medical staff. Looks like he's dislocated his knee. It happened so quick. I wasn't watching the play, I was just looking at Billy grimacing in pain. Apo now down the middle. Well, Bradford might look to put a bit of polish and perhaps some candles on the cake on this performance. Lily to Padden on the inside. Very nearly a hat-trick for Tom Holmes. Holmes drops the ball. Patton and Lilly had created the gap between Bassett, Bierneck and Ulberg. And that was lovely play. Just watching it back on the big screen. Out of dummy half from Patton. Patton on the inside to that short double pump inside ball. And then Holmes away on the diagonal, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball. Bradford's 9th error of the afternoon. And here at Odsall Stadium, it's Bradford 32, London 6. Well, the players will be thankful that we've got a cloud in the sky above us that has just blocked out the sunshine, so it's gone a little bit gloomy and dark here at Odsall as McCarney from the base of the scrum. Bradford home and host. They'll have 4 consecutive wins for the first time this season, as we see Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble emerge from the tunnel here and take residence on the touchline. But the turnaround in fortunes has been quite remarkable. I know a lot's been said about when's the head coach coming in, but speaking to CEO Jason Hurst, I get the feeling it's just going to be Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble. And you've got to ask the question, why would you change things? Why would you change things as they are? Well, remains to be seen as Faré gives it to Rawilala. McCartney's got it. Back inside. Chance for Davis. Davis is underneath the posts. But it's no try. It's a forward pass. And London, it's another bomb try. Just watching it back on the replay. Rawilala went over on the far stand side. Nothing wrong with that. Well, I tell you what, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And London can feel aggrieved here. Yeah. Not just Bradford who've got a few issues with the officials this afternoon. Well, there was nothing wrong with the pass. We've just watched it back on the big screen here at Odsall. And London just saying to the referee, what was that for? So they've been denied a try. Not that it would have really mattered in the scheme of things. Bradford, by and large, dominating all facets of the game this afternoon. Dangerous tackle here on Brad England. So penalty number 9 of the afternoon given to Bradford. So another high penalty count in the end. As we see Brad England just get to his feet. He's unscathed. And we're in the final 10 minutes here at Odsall Stadium. And it's Bradford Bulls 32, London Broncos 6. I'm not quite sure if anybody predicted this scoreline as the ball heads towards the touchline from the penalty and Brian Noble catches it and passes it to Kieran Gill. Still got it as Noble. So, Bradford 30 metres out. Lillian at dummy half as Vodgers plays the ball. Back down the middle they go with Baldwinson. Baldwinson's rolled over, 25 out. London now will just look to try and build some processes and perform ahead of that trip to Featherstone next week as Tom Holmes beats one, finally takes a tackle, 15 out. Will Lovell comes in and grabs him by the shirt tail. Lily's in there at dummy half, back in centre field now from Lily to Patton. Patton to Appo. Appo, big strong run, wrapped up there by Davis and Bierneck. Quick play the ball from Appo. Patton to Gill. Gill just couldn't get there in time. London are away with Bassett, and there's a foot race here between Bassett and Thompson. Thompson's coming across to track down Bassett. Thompson against Bassett. It's Foggy Johnson. Try saving tackle from Foggy Johnson on Bassett. London though, the Bulls are stretched. They're trying to drift. London float the ball out wide. Williams back inside to Faré. London will score. Bradford stretched. And Dean Faré, he will come up with a crucial try here for the Broncos. And that was a lovely, lovely fluent move. London knew the Bulls were stretched. It was Williams who drew in Bodine Thompson. Well, Bodine Thompson's literally tracked back to track down Jared Bassett. And then Bodine Thompson's gone 50 metres across the field to try and stop Jordan Williams. In the end, Williams drew in Thompson. Lovely pass back towards Henry Rawalui, who's come back on the field in this second half after the HIA. And he drew in Holmes. And it was a simple try in the end for Dean Faré. So, Ollie Leyland, kick predictor 84%, left-hand side of the post. He converts. Bradford 32, London 12 here at Odsall Stadium. And we've got around about 6 minutes to go at Odsall. So that will be a consolation try. But it was a lovely try-saving tackle from Foggin Johnston. And Bodine Thompson, I think, probably should get a lot of plaudits as well, because he was the one who was tracking down Jared Bassett, who caused a little bit of hesitancy from Bassett. So, Dean Faré with London's second try of the afternoon. Second half, believe it or not, 14 points to 12, a lot closer in the second half. The damage done in that first half. So we're back underway here at West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, and London. Well, if they score another try here in quick succession, all of a sudden, it probably does take a little bit of gloss off the Bulls' performance. But London certainly have been a match, and they've been a much improved side in this second half. And you've got to think, even with a 20-point deficit, they've had 6 tries disallowed. Some rightly so, some wrongly so. One of those afternoons where things just haven't clicked for the Broncos. Here goes Wellington Albert carrying the Broncos up to halfway. Former Leeds Rhinos man rolled over. He's going to be brought down there by Kevin Appo. Ball's going left towards Rowie Lewitt. Rowie Lewitt to Farey, to McCarney. McCarney back on the inside to Rowie Lewitt. London coming here late in this game. He's got the ball out to Park. Park's going over for London, is he? No, he's not. Tom Holmes stops Park from grounding the ball. They're on the last tackle here. Bradford are offside, and it's a penalty here to the Broncos. It's 9 penalties apiece, and Bradford on the last tackle there. You could argue they've done that deliberately, but London, they will have another set of 6 on the Bulls line. And London now looking for a third try. It'll only be consolation. It'll probably make the game a lot closer than it has appeared. But they're looking to go in out wide here with Farey. McCarney's in. Second try from McCarney. He coursed it at the corner. And it was that lovely fluid passing of Leyland to Rowie Lewitt. Rowie Lewitt to Farey. Farey drawing in Blackmore. And then there was no one on the outside of Blackmore. And McCarney's in at the corner. So, 4 minutes to go here at Odsal. The clock will eventually evade the Broncos. But certainly, it's 32 points to 16. We're inside the final 5 minutes. The referee will stop the clock. Leyland's missed with a conversion. And it's Bradford Bulls 32, London Broncos 16. So much, much closer scoreline, and people probably who will look at the score and think, oh, that was a right tight tussle. Well, I guess the second half it has been. And there's certainly room for improvement for the Bradford Bulls when you talk about consistency. So Bradford in no real hurry to get the restart underway here at Odsal. We're inside the final 5 minutes. Apparently, we've informed there's a problem with the hooter here, so you won't hear the hooter at full time. You're going to hear someone's found an air horn. So we're back underway here on West Yorkshire Radio. Patton kicks it straight down to Leyland. Leyland to Albert. Oh, big collision there from Albert straight into Brad England. England's appealing, saying that Wellington Albert's led there with the elbow. We'll just stay with the action here. That might be one for the officials to look at, and England wants to make a complaint. Oh, I've just watched the replay on the big screen here. Wellington Albert did indeed lead with the elbow, so the officials, although they've missed it, that will be picked up by the match review panel, and London now have come up with error number 11 of the afternoon, because in at dummy half is Sam Davis, and he's made a real hash of that. So scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls. They might just have another chance here, because the scrum's going to be 20 metres out from the London line, and they might just have a chance here, the Bulls, to potentially score another try. But certainly in this second half, the Broncos leading the Bradford Bulls by 16 points to 14. It's been a much, much more competitive fixture in this second half. Can Bradford finish with a try? Patton from the scrum to Holmes. Holmes kicks for Fogging Johnson. Johnston can't get there. Just a little bit too much on that from Tom Holmes. We'll go back to the 20. And we're in the final 60 seconds here at Odsal Stadium. And it will be a tap on the 20-metre line. And London might try and go for one Hail Mary play, because they have literally a couple of tackles left in this game. It'll be a 4th win on the bounce for Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble after wins over Swinton, Keighley, Newcastle, and now the London Broncos. The hooter about to sound. Full time here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford Bulls 32, London Broncos 16, in hot, tough, sweaty conditions at Odsal Stadium. Two of the form teams in the Championship meet at the halfway stage, and it's the Bradford Bulls who take the spoils this afternoon by 32 points to 16. Lee Greenwood, the